Android. It's been a part of Google's ecosystem now for 10 years. Over those 10 years, it's gone through numerous rounds of releases, UI updates, major changes to the way battery life is handled, different parts of the hardware, all sorts of things relating to that, the whole part of the system. And those 10 years, it's been great for Android, it's been not so great for Android. So the question is, where does Google take Android next? After 10 years of having, mobile OS and becoming, the most popular mobile OS in the world, running on so many devices, not just smartphones, but you got tablets, watches, TVs, set-top boxes, streaming devices, all those sorts of kind of things. Where does Google take it? And is Google planning a future without Android? Well, for those who've been paying attention, you may have noticed recently at the Pixel 3 event that unveiled all the new Pixel line of devices, Google did not mention the word Android once. They not at all. Not a single mention of the word Android. And if we take some steps back previous to that, we'll have a look at Android Wear, which is now known as just Wear OS. It was Wear OS by Google, and then they changed it to just Wear OS. Let's have a look at Android Pay. That's now known as just Google Pay. They are removing the word Android from a lot of kind of their products and services. Does this mean Android is going away anytime soon? No, of course not. They can't just suddenly abandon this kind of OS. But I certainly think it's in Google's best interest to try and move past Android. Android over the years has, let's face it, it doesn't have a great reputation. For the people that love it and, the fanboys out there, etc., great. I'm a massive fan of it. I personally prefer it over Apple's alternative. I really don't like what Apple's doing with it. And certainly the last few years, Google have really, really nailed down the software side of things and are really understanding that it's all a combination of software and hardware that makes the device have a really true user experience. Without the software, the hardware is just useless. So how does Google kind of move on from this kind of mixed reputation of Android? Well, exactly that. You move on. We know Google have had in development for the past few years now an OS called Fuchsia. Whether or not that's the final name, it's just a code name at this point. And the idea of Fuchsia is it's built from the ground up, a completely new OS built from the ground up to scale between device sizes. So that could be smartphones, tablets, laptop, desktops, potentially TVs, watches. One platform that's going to scale depending on the device it's running on. But based on using all of Google's previous experience and knowledge in building Android and various other platforms and services to really create a great user experience. So that's all we really have from them at the moment. There's nothing, there's no, alternative to Android from Google that's been released. So some people, people have certainly tried to launch their own kind of Android alternatives, but I haven't done it. It's just never taken off. So Google is certainly planning, not necessarily a future without Android, but they're certainly moving in that direction to bring something new to the table, and try and really get past that mixed reputation that Android have. So that's really all I've got to say for this video. It's just to make you guys aware of exactly what Google is doing. In case you might just wonder, well, what is happening? Android's not going away anytime soon, but Google are certainly working on the next generation platform that will, I wouldn't say necessarily replace it straight away, but it's certainly, their intention to have something past Android. But Android will always be a part of Google's history for sure. and it will always remain, relevant in this world for the next few years until Fuchsia is ready to make more of a public debut. So thank you guys for watching this video. Stay tuned for some more tech topics, any kind of reviews, news, anything to do tech related, any geeky content, making things, tips and techniques, maybe some coding tutorials. Just stay tuned from this channel for all those sorts of things, and see you guys in the next one.